Alright, this is my 1986 ATC250R. I bought this in 2009 and it was in pretty good shape, but it had all the typical kind of modifications that people would have done. You know, like that clutch cover was all polished, the stator cover was polished, it had some ITP rims on back with hole shots, or turf tamers. I mean, they had silver rims, the gold rims were gone. But a lot of the stuff was all there. Most of that plastic is all original, even that wonky headlight, which has taken several hits. And I rode it for, I don't even think I rode it for a year before I had problems with the swing arm pivot bearings right in there. And once those get loose, you start to throw chains all the time. And I kept throwing chains and throwing chains, and I could never keep one on it. And I thought, man, if I don't fix this, I'm gonna punch a hole in that case, which is usually what happens if you throw them enough. So I tried to just replace the bearings, and the bolt was seized in there, and I had to sawzall it out, which meant pulling the engine out, and I basically had to tear it all the way down just to fix the bearings. And that is when I decided to restore it. So I've probably got another $2 or $3 grand on top of what I paid for it now in it. I just tried to make it look really original, except for some stuff like this PRM grab bar is a lot tougher than original. And they had a really cool skid plate down here, which is pretty tough, and it has a nice little chain guide, if you can see that, to kind of keep the chain straight. And then I've got a little bit taller bars. That bar pad would not have been original, but it looked pretty cool. And for the purists out there, you may recognize that those are 1985 gold rims and not 1986, but they're good enough for me because I planned on riding this. And I've ridden it pretty hard. Taken it to Flat River a few times. As you can tell, I did that to my original fenders, which really hurt. Lost a number plate somewhere along the way, so I need to redo that. But it's still in pretty good shape. You know, the frame got all powder coated and it's holding up great. I really tried to match all the colors as good as possible. You can see there's just a little bit of boot rub right on that frame. But man, I've really ridden the heck out of this since I redid it. And you know, a lot of the fasteners are all original. You know, original tires. I redid the forks maybe 2 years ago. And the shock is original as far as I know and still works. And man, this thing is fast. I've raced some modded 250Rs and it's done just fine. As far as I know, nothing has been done to it. It's just stock with a pipe and a silencer, and it's jetted pretty good. So, that's my toy. Oh yeah, there's something else, a 350X throttle. I didn't even know that that was a 350X throttle for a few years. But it's something that looks really good, way above your average R now. And it's a hoot to ride. It's fun in the snow. It's just fun, period. So I'm going to take my daughter out for a ride. And it seemed to look pretty good, so I thought I would do this video to capture it. Peace.